Song of the South, sweet potato pie, and I shut my mouth. Gone with the wind, ain't nobody looking back again. You know who sings that?
No. Who sings that? Brooks and Dunn.
Nope.
That's all I got.
Alabama.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have known that.
Gonna have to have you listen to that later. So you know.
Lucky me.
We live, in a place where you need to know who Alabama is. We don't live in Alabama, but...
I know who Alabama is. I just don't know their songs. Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
A podcast without a guest.
Yep. These are the filler episodes where you just get to hear us rambling on about random things.
Fun for you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be going out of town this weekend, so we talked about how we probably should do a podcast today. I'm going to be going to Michigan to see my grandma and grandpa.
You're not
not Michigan. Why did I say Michigan?
You're not going to Michigan.
Okay, they live in Michigan.
You don't even know where you're going. Without me, you're nothing. No. Like, I don't even know how you survive.
No, okay.
Like, you're going to get on the wrong plane and end up in Michigan.
They live in Michigan. That's why I thought that. They're in Florida. They go to Florida every...
They're snowbirds.
Yeah, they go to Florida in the winter. And I said Michigan because I was thinking of them, and they're in Michigan. That's why I messed up.
Oh my god!
And I've had a glass of wine.
You've had like 2 sips. Don't blame it on the
anyway.
Call.
They stay at this like old person place, and it's like 2 hours like inland
Hey,
from
what if
Orlando.
we have old persons listening to us?
That's okay. We're gonna be old one day too, and I might stay at a place like that as well. There's nothing. I'm not trying to offend.
It's not like
older people.
It's not like a. It's not like a bad.
No, it's
old
not a
person
bad
place.
thing to be at an old person place in Florida when you're old. Like that's normal.
It's more of like a senior citizens like commune, right?
No.
What?
No. I mean, I don't really know until I see it. But my mom's gonna be there, and my aunt's gonna be there.
You're just gonna be living it up.
I don't know if I'll be living it up. Because she's described to me like it's like dorm rooms, kind of. So like
college.
I really think she texted me, and I'll have to ask her again in case she listens to this too. She'll be like, I don't know if I said this, but I'm pretty sure she texted me and was like, do you want your own room, or otherwise we're going to have to share a twin? And I was like, how do 2 people share a twin bed?
How do 2 grown adults share a
I don't know if
twin
she
bed?
said that for sure, but I thought she did, so I was like, yes, I want my own room.
I don't even think you and I could share a twin bed, let alone...
I don't know, but one thing I do love about old people, I love like old love. I think that's so cute. I love seeing like older people like walk around like hand in hand and like be in love. And the problem with me though is like I get emotional about that sometimes, so I'll just like cry. So I'll probably be there and I'll just like look around at people and I'll just cry.
You'll just be crying
I'll be crying because I'll be like, oh my god, they're so cute and they're old and they're in love. And like my grandparents, they've been together 60 years.
Right, and that's who you're going to go visit.
Yeah, so it's really sweet. So I'm doing that. Anyway, that's why we decided to do the podcast, but it'll be really funny. I'll be like getting all this like old people in the wild content.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Old people in the wild.
Applesauce.
Huh?
They eat applesauce.
Who eats applesauce?
Old people.
Old people eat applesauce.
They have to eat softer things because they don't have the same like dexterity in their teeth.
I thought old people eat prunes.
They do that too because they need help with bowel movements.
I didn't know about the applesauce, but I guess that makes sense.
Anyway, that's what's going on, and well, we're going to talk about a couple random things. So I also made a list for TJ to go to Costco.
Oh yeah, so because of your trip, you have to work an extra day this week.
Right.
So you're working Monday.
Normally I'm off on Monday, and we can get
off.
some other things done.
Yeah. So she's putting me in charge of doing the Costco run because we need to grab some stuff that we're out of. But we're on a budget. We're trying to live on a budget.
We are trying to live on a budget where you're trying to, save money and
be good stewards.
Yeah, be good stewards of our money,
finances.
and we, eventually both of our. Well, your car more than mine. His car is getting pretty old, so we're like, okay, we want to be able to like put a good down payment on a car, eventually if we need to, because again, his car is old. We have teens in the house, so we're like, it'd be nice to have that extra car to give to one of the teens when they can drive.
Right.
So we're trying to think ahead, and we're like, okay, we need to not buy things that we do not need, and I think that
Which we are horrible at.
We're not horrible at it. I'd say we're not wonderful at it, but we're not like complete idiots and buying like the dumbest stuff that ever existed. I think the things.
No, we're not that bad.
I think like Costco is one of those places where it's like where you're tempted to buy these fun things that you see.
I love Costco.
It's like stuff like that. Like if we get into certain situations of like stores that are just really cool, it's like of course you want to buy like, you know, this because it also makes sense in a way to own it, you know?
Yeah.
But then when you really think about it, you're like, do I need it?
Right.
So we're at that point where we're like everything that we're trying to buy, we're like, do we need this? Obviously you are going to indulge and have some fun stuff because, you know, that I think that's a part of life too. Like you need to like enjoy things too, just not to like an excessive amount.
Right. So all that to say, she'll be working. She's going to send me to Costco.
No, okay, and we
a list.
We just made the list. This is the list. We need coffee.
Yeah.
I'm repeating this to him to see if he can stick to it. We need coffee. We need cat litter. Dog food.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah.
Cups of noodles, because that's what the girls love cups of noodles. That's like their life.
Yeah.
And and milk, and that's it.
Right.
That is the list. And I told him, and he said, I just don't know if I can do this.
Oh, no, I told you I don't think I can stick to this list and not deviate from buying something that catches my eye.
That's off the list.
And that was just me being honest with you.
And I said, it's only in our budget for you to buy things that are on this list.
And I said, maybe I'm not the guy you should send to grab your stuff then.
And I'm like, for real, we need this stuff though. So you need to stick to the list because do you want the car in the future? Because if you want the car, then we need to stick to the list now. So,
right. And then I just said, I don't know if I have the willpower or the self-control.
Because what he'll
but
end
I'm
up
going to
doing,
do my best.
He'll end up in the clothing. He loves to look for pants and shirts, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. But we got a lot of pants and shirts. It's not, and not like he couldn't get those in a different time, but right now we don't need them.
Right.
If we needed it, yes, buy it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think that's the thing. It's like, do I need this?
Yeah, but
Can I go another week without it?
I just feel like every aisle I walk down in Costco, like they have stuff I could use in my life.
No, I agree.
Every aisle.
Yeah, no, I love it. Like you go by and you're like, well, and stuff we have gotten on that impulse, we actually have used every day. Like we just got these water bottles recently from there.
Yes. Use it every day.
That we use every single day. And it's like
it
keeps
$30.
the water. I feel like it keeps the water cold for like a full, almost like 48 hours. Like I've had stuff that you've had water in there.
I've had ice in there for days.
And it's, I mean, we clean it. I mean, it's not like it's like disgusting or anything. But you love that water bottle, and I love mine too, and I remember to use it. But
yeah, no,
those are great.
There's things.
The coffee there is really great.
I love the coffee.
The water, we constantly get the alkaline water. It's cheaper there than it is at Trader Joe's actually.
Yeah, Costco has the best alkaline water. 18 bottles for like $9.99.
Yeah,
like it's
crazy.
Incredible.
And
then their wine too. So.
You know,
I don't know.
Train explosions happen. You start to wonder about water, so you need to maybe buy more water. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at.
You're gonna go down a.
No, well, it did. No, it's true that the water is actually.
Oh yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that to say, I don't know how I'm gonna do on just sticking to the list.
You are going to do it.
See, because I'm a dude. And in my head, I have dude things that I know the house needs. So when I come across it, I'm like, oh, we need this. And I just grab it.
Again, we talked about it. If you need it, you can buy it. If we actually need it. But what do you think? What are you thinking right now in your head that you're like, oh, we need this? Like, tell me. Like, one thing.
Just off the top of my head. I think we could use new bath mats in the bathrooms.
See, that's not like we don't need.
See, I knew you were going to say that. And I'd come home with them and you'd be like, why the hell did you buy these? And I'm like, because we need them. In my mind,
we have a bath mat in there right now that's not destroyed. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm envisioning memory foam bath mats in the bathroom.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not like we can't have those. We just might need to wait till a different date until it's like, okay, we have a little bit more money where we can buy the bath mats.
But what if I come across them on the day that you sent me to Costco to get these items?
I think you need to think like, I have a bath mat. I don't really need this bath mat.
Easier said than done.
Well, I think it's good to be disciplined. That's actually one thing that both of us are, I feel like we've been trying to...
I definitely think you lack discipline, so I feel like you really need to...
I actually do lack discipline. I would admit that. And I feel like you know, my father is an amazing example of discipline. He's so disciplined in all these areas of his life, and I've always been like, I want to be more like that.
Shout out to Joel Walker.
Yeah, he really is. And I'm like, okay, like this year, I know everyone comes up with New Year's resolutions. It wasn't really like that. It's kind of just like I've been thinking more of like, I want to have some areas in my life where I'm more disciplined because I'm a very like, I'm like a free-spirited, just kind of go all over the place kind of person. But then what ends up happening is what I've noticed, me being like that, it kind of just turns into like laziness to where like the spontaneity happens if I'm out and about and doing things. But if, you know, I think if you lack discipline, then like that spontaneous stuff can actually like not happen as much. And you can just end up waiting for things to come your way instead of like making things happen. Mm-hmm. And I think I've been really bad about just like, like I'm not going to go home and just like chill around all night. I love TV. I do not mind admitting that. I really love TV. So, but that is a huge crutch for me. And I'm like, okay, I need to be just a more disciplined person. And I have been consistently working out.
Yes.
For
congratulations.
Last
Good job,
night
baby.
I didn't, and I actually
lied
to DJ.
to me.
I lied to DJ about it.
So get this. I come home from work late at night. And just saying, you know, I hadn't talked to her, I hadn't seen her all day long, and I was like, hey, how's your day? Like, did you get to work out today? And she looks at me and she goes, yes. And I said, cool, good job, babe. I went in the kitchen to make a sandwich.
And I immediately felt convicted, and I was like, why did I lie about it?
And so we started talking about something more in depth, and she was like, hey, I want to let you know I just lied to you. I didn't work out today.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did you lie?
And I said because stupid? I felt like ashamed that like I had a day where I was supposed to do it and I didn't do it.
But that's
and
okay.
I wanted him to think that I'm just this workout discipline machine now, and I had a day where I slipped, and I felt bad about it. So
you shouldn't. This is a safe place.
Well, I know. That's why I wanted to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm glad you did because I'm your husband.
Yeah. So anyway, but as me working out, you started working out too.
Yeah. So we're like, what, you're 3 weeks? I'm 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was doing it, and then it sparked an interest in me to be like, you know what? Let's get on this train and do it. And we got a beach trip coming up later on this summer, and it's like, you know what? Now's the time. Let's do this.
Wouldn't you say it's not just the beach trip too? I think both of us, it's kind of like we just want to feel better.
We just want to feel better, right?
Yeah, and I think that
it was a plethora of things. You know what the word plethora means?
Yes, we've talked about this.
Okay.
Anyway, I just think it's been, both of us have said we felt better. I mean, obviously not doing it because doing it is like the hardest thing ever, and we text each other messages all the time about how we want to die.
No, I want to die.
While you do it, because we're doing a Jillian Michaels workout.
30-day shred.
30-day shred. It's an old school workout from back in the day, but it is extremely effective. I think both of us have already felt like we've seen results.
Well, she does
interval.
Yeah, interval stuff with muscles and cardio. So it's like this combination.
It's a whole body workout.
And she said while you're working your muscles, you should be doing cardio. Because that's going to help burn those calories and burn the fat and everything. So it's kicking my ass.
Yeah, it's like it's weight.
I don't want to do it.
It's weights with
cardio.
Weights with cardio, and it's just also like just tons of lunges with weights. I mean, it's just like, and then she does abs too, and it's not. I think the thing I've liked is it's 20 minutes, but it does feel like it's like
it's a
kicking
20-minute
your butt
workout
for 20 minutes,
and it's just nonstop. Like there's no rest. Like she's barking at you the entire time, calling me a girl.
Yes, but it's been really good. I think that I felt better, for sure.
I feel better too, as much as I hate to admit that.
Yeah, but I hate running, so this is a nice alternative to like running, and I like this more than just doing straight cardio.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the strength training, like you feel when you like you're doing something for your muscles, because I don't know, I think that's important.
I think you're important.
Thank you. And then the other thing we were going to talk about, I wanted to share just crazy customer.
Oh yeah, tell your crazy.
No, I want you to. Do you have one?
I want you to tell yours.
No, I want, but
you telling yours might spark some.
You don't have to just have one from Trader Joe's either. It can be from like any.
Yeah, I know.
Because you've had some other places too.
Yeah, go ahead and tell your story though.
Okay, so Oh, I preface this, and I've said this before. Like, overall, the customers at Trader Joe's are, like, totally awesome. Like, I don't encounter, like, a bunch of, like, jerky customers on a regular basis, which is why when it does happen, it kind of stands out to be like, I can't believe this is happening, because usually the people are really friendly, because we're really friendly. But, yeah, it was, like, I think it was this Friday, and, you know, it was pretty busy. And this lady comes up to my line, and she had about, I don't know, like 8 things. And I start to ring them up, and she just like very aggressively kind of is pulling it off the counter and bagging it. And I was like, okay, whatever. She wants to like bag her own stuff. Like, that's fine. I don't care. So then I go to grab the receipt, and I go to put it in her bag, and she just like stares at me, and she goes, no. And I mean, like, yells it at me. And I'm like, okay, what's happening right now? I mean, I felt like she was talking to me like I was a dog. Like, if you didn't want me to touch your receipt, and if you just wanted me to put it in your bag, all you have to do is say, hey, do you mind just putting the receipt down on the counter and I'll put it in my bag? I just don't want you to put it in my bag. Which, again, I would have honestly been like, that's kind of weird. But I would have been like, okay, yeah, like, you're communicating like a regular person. You're not just yelling no at me. That was just really weird. And then she was like, have a nice day. And I just like stood there staring at her, and I'm like, yeah, like, I just don't get that. I don't get how this person just thinks they can scream no at someone and not even explain why they're doing it. I mean, obviously it was because she didn't want me to touch her receipt and put it in her bag, but it really pissed me off. It really upset me, and I was just like, okay, like, that's just not okay. And if I had the chance, I would have talked to her and said something. Yeah, and then in that same day, I write the cookie candy order at Trader Joe's. So I'm in charge of all of the stock of all the cookies and candies that you see at Trader Joe's at our particular store in Green Hills. I order the stuff for that section, and so I have a book, and you know, I do this every day. I'm there, and I'm ordering the stuff that we need, and a guy comes up to me like pretty close, and he whispers in my ear and says, "Are you doing your homework?" And I just looked at him, and I was like, I didn't say anything. I just stared at him, and I'm like, who? What? So what are you imagining me as, like, a schoolgirl or something right now? Because that's weird.
That's crazy.
I know, and everyone I told about it was just, like, made, like, cringe, gross face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nasty. Anyway, you have one?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can talk about it on the air.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah. You know, the bad thing, like, yeah. Having people show up to your work that you don't want to see, or, you know.
Yeah.
Weird interactions like that. So it's like, yeah. But the funny thing is, like, at the wine bar, we have these igloos up on the rooftop. And everybody that comes, literally everybody that comes in is like, we just want to go up and have wine in the igloo. And
oh, yeah, like not pay for it?
Well, they just want to go up there and have it. And it's like, well, we have like procedure, and like it's a 2-hour window that you kind of reserve, and there's a minimum that you have to meet. And then immediately when you say that, they're like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that. And it's like, okay. But literally everybody that comes in is like, we just want to go have a glass of wine in the igloo. And it's the same with we have couches in the wine bar, 2 couches.
So do you think if you didn't work there, you would just assume that you could go have wine up in an igloo if you went somewhere?
You know, I'd hope to think that I wouldn't, but these people just... Oh, and then the other thing is, like, even, like, you'll tell them, like, you'll have 3 open tables right in front, and they're like, hey, how many, you know, in your party? And they'll say 2. And I was like, you can take one of those tables, you know, with the 2 seats right there. And they automatically look at the couch. And I was like, well, can we sit there?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, why would you want to sit on 2 big couches when you can, like, they immediately think...
Well, because it's cooler.
It's cooler.
But yeah.
Like almost, again, every time it's like, oh no, can we just sit on the couches? And it's like, well, that's our only spot for like a large group of people that come in.
Yeah.
So if you sit there, it's cool, but I'm going to have to move you if I get, and it's random.
Those are just like 2 people want to sit there.
Yeah, and they just want to chill out and have wine on the couch. And I'm like...
Well, and then the problem is you'd have other people that would come in, like 4 people, and they'd be like, why are they getting to sit on the couch? But like,
exactly.
We can't sit on the couch.
Exactly.
Like,
it's not that we prohibit it.
No.
It's just like, again, it's our only space where we can facilitate like a big party. But
I think me with the igloos and with the couch, I think the way I would, even if I didn't know a lot about wine or any bars or things like that, but I feel like, and I don't know that much, just I know from like you and other things that we've done in this whole journey, But I think that I'd be more of the kind of person, which I've always like this. Like, I think I would just ask. Like, I'd be like, are the igloos, do you have to pay for those, or can we sit up there?
That's the thing.
Like, that's the kind of person that I would be. I would be like, I saw the igloos upstairs. I'd like to sit up there. Do you guys charge? Like, that's just the way my mind would work.
Yeah.
Or even with the couch, I'd be like, hey, like, do you guys let people sit on the couch?
Yeah. How does this work?
How does this work?
You know,
that's just the way I think through things.
I think asking a question is always the ideal thing to do, but people just don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, I feel like you'd get more embarrassed in the long run if, like, you end up, like what if people just went up in the igloos and sat up there, and then you had to be like, hey, like, guys, come out of there, like, you can't do that or something. I don't know, like, I don't want to be that kind of person.
Right.
To where, I mean, maybe back in the day, in my early 20s, I would.
You probably.
Oh, I would. Back in the day, I probably would have been like.
I think a lot of us have that in us. It's just like, I don't want to operate like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather, like you said, ask the question, like, hey, see those igloos? Like, how does that work? Is it possible?
I do think, though, that it might has it been a lot of really young people?
No, older people too.
Oh, okay.
I had these two ladies come in on Saturday, and they're like, hey, we just want to sit in the igloo and have a glass of wine. And I told them, like, hey, it's a 2-hour window. Like, there's certain time frames. And they were like, well, we're just looking for a cool experience in Franklin today.
Wow.
I said, well, you can go up there and look at them. And they're like, well, why would we do that? That's just a tease. We want to sit in them and drink wine. I was like, well, you can reserve it for that 2-hour time. And they're like, no, we're not going to spend that much money. Well, then I can't help you.
I don't know. And I'm also, I think, like, if you're going to be living in, like, Nashville and surrounding areas and, like, you're going out to these places, you kind of have to expect to, like, pay for an experience. Like, we don't live in a town that's, like everything's free. Like, that's just kind of, like, dumb to think like that.
Yeah, totally. Especially in Nashville, Franklin, like, things just cost more. You know?
Yeah.
So you can't be surprised by how much things are or cost. So
I wonder how much those, like, party buses cost, like the ones with the jacuzzis and stuff.
Oh, I don't know. We should do it though.
Oh, I would never do that. Can you imagine going in a jacuzzi with, like, a bunch of, like, drunk strangers?
Oh, it's horrible.
Sounds disgusting.
Sounds bad.
I would hate that. Man.
You want to talk about this wine that we're drinking?
Yeah. I have the sheet on it.
I want to pour some more for me because I am out.
Yeah, it's, like, really good. I've kind of been trying to, like, take more without him seeing.
You have taken more because I haven't refilled my glass yet.
No, because it's, like, really good.
But I'm going to top you off because I love you.
I've even been thinking lately, I'm like, we really need, honestly, it's getting to that time of year again where I'm looking in the fridge and I'm like, where's the whites? Where's the rosés?
It's almost white season.
We don't have enough in our fridge right now, and I go in there and I'm like, I don't want that. I want a really good, crisp white.
Yeah, and we have some really good ones at the wine bar too, by the way.
I'm actually, you know what, and I gotta be honest with you about this. I think I'm starting to have this, like, more appreciation for white wine than I have before. Like, in the past 6 months.
Why so?
I just think, like, I had never realized how versatile it is. Like, I think in the past, especially when you first get into wine, and I would even say this about the first 2 years we were doing this, I think I would see, like, the normal varietals, Sauvignon Blanc, oh cool, New Zealand, Sauvignon Blanc, like, you can find these really good wines from there, you know, and I discovered, Muscadet and some of these other ones. Muscadet. But actually, I think this last year we started trying more white wines like that. Like, we started trying newer instead of just, like, Chardonnay, like Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio. Riesling. I just think in America we're so prone to, like, those 3 categories of whites. And if you really start to look into whites, it's like there are so many white wines that are just, like, incredible, and they blow your mind when you try them. I mean, recently we tried with Deb, the sommelier. We tried this dry Riesling, and I've been mentioning it to people, and they're like, "Oh, I like Riesling, but it's sweet." And I was like, "No, I just said it. It's dry." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "It's a dry Riesling. Like, that does exist," and I've known that existed for a long time, but majority of people don't.
Yeah, when you say Riesling, a lot of people just think sweet.
And it was, like, not sweet at all.
It was really, really nice.
But yeah, I'm, like, actually feeling like this summer is going to be the summer for us to continue to just really explore unique white wines. I think we should really talk about that on the podcast.
Let's do it.
So here, you take this over and talk about this.
We're drinking a Sancerre, which Sancerre is French. And it is actually Sauvignon Blanc for all you, but it's from the Sancerre region, Loire Valley. And we were sent this one, and it is a beautiful representation of Sancerre. And The cool thing about these wines is they are sustainably farmed. This one that we're drinking is dry farmed, so they're not using any irrigation. They're just basically waiting for Mother Nature to let rain fall, and they're not doing any manipulation on that. So minimal intervention. They're using wild native yeast. So they're not doing no sugar added to it. It is low in sulfites. This one is low in alcohol too. I think it's, I forget where, but yeah, it's just a great Sancerre. And I love the aroma on it. I'm getting green apple, lemons. We just ate this with some salmon, which like the pairing was unbelievable. But these winemakers are doing awesome things in the vineyard. So this one is single vineyard. And yeah, I mean, if you haven't ever tried a Sancerre, but you do like Sauvignon Blanc, get your hands on a Sancerre. Now they are harder to find now because of the, they're not producing as much as they used to. So Sancerres are a little bit harder to find. But if you can get your hands on a Sancerre, and you like Sauvignon Blanc or that more dry, crisp white wine, you will love it. And it's usually going to be a little bit higher price because of what it is in the region. And like I said, they're not making as much as they used to, but you should get your hands on it.
Yeah, I'm again, like that's why I kept kind of trying to steal a little bit more of this before the bottle was gone. But I just love this wine. It is so crisp and so clean tasting, and you just get this, the lemon in it I love, and with the salmon, like that pairs so well, like that lemon vibe with that salmon. And it just tastes like clean and not, it's very approachable, super approachable white, that, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm getting a lot of anything, nothing's coming across too pungent in it.
Yeah, and Sancerre, like the region itself, has 3 key soil types. So there's limestone, chalky limestone, and flint kind of elements in their terroir. So it's you get this nice little minerality to the wine too, which is awesome with the lemon and the apple and everything. So citrus-wise, it just complements the minerality to it. So
where do people find this?
This one, I don't know where you can find it, but
Sancerre's sent to us.
Yeah, but Sancerre's, you can, like I said, you can find them. They're just harder to find. But if you go to any of your favorite wine shops that have a good selection, you should be able to get your hands on a Sancerre.
Well, I would think you could get though, like this particular one. It's like
Yeah, our French is horrible.
Garenne.
It's
got a bunny on the label.
And the bunny, if you see bunnies in the vineyard, in France, that's a sign of good luck. So the winemakers like seeing this Garenne or Garenne, whatever it's called, in the vineyard because it means good luck.
Try to pronounce it right.
Garenne?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's really, really good. I mean, I think people should be able to find this.
You try and pronounce it right.
I think people should be able to find this particular one that we've been talking about. I'm sure you can get it through their website.
I'm sure you can get it through their website.
We will tag the wine company.
How do you say it? Garenne.
It's seriously really good.
Yeah, we're gonna tag them. We'll find out where you can find it.
Yeah, because I'm like, I know we're talking about like Sancerres in general, but this is a really good Sancerre.
Oh yeah, no, you guys need to definitely get this one.
Bunny,
right there.
the bunny on the front.
The bunny on the front, and we'll tag it. You guys check it out.
Yeah, I'd love it, and then they can teach us how to say their name right.
Yes.
Because I'm sorry if and when you guys listen to this, it's we are sorry. We will try better. Tell us how to say it.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, cheers.
Fun podcast, y'all. Keep sharing it. Keep giving us good reviews if you like it, and keep spreading the word. We love you guys.
Yeah, have a good one.
Drink some wine. Cheers.